tribute to the legend that is Lewis Jones. Born in 1931 in Wales, while still a teenager, he had won 2 Grand Slams with Wales and toured with the British and Irish Lions to New Zealand and Australia before he moved north to Leeds in 1952, where the Golden Boy made his home. 385 appearances, scoring 144 tries, 1,244 goals, producing an incredible 2,920 points. Challenge Cup winner in 1957. He led Leeds to their first ever championship, as Jamie said, in 1961, capped 15 times by Great Britain Rugby League, as well as 10 caps for Wales Rugby Union and 3 tests for the British and Irish Lions. Everybody here will be asked to stand and join both sets of players with Lewis's family and friends in a minute's silence to remember Leeds Rhinos, Golden Boy, Lewis Jones.
So paying tribute to our Golden Boy, Lewis Jones.
Players, Sam Tompkins, know that they stand on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a club with rich heritage, you know, legends, you know, flitted throughout the years, and you know, it's great to pay respects to him today.
Okay, the great Lewis Jones remembered here at Headingley Stadium. Well, as they clear the pitch here of the dignitaries, the flag bearers, the hundreds of kids that have come here to watch tonight's round 5 game, we will go to our commentary team for what promises to be a ripper from the Betfred Super League. It's John Wilkin and Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Brian. One of the standout fixtures in the Super League calendar. 18 Super League titles between them. 2 of the dominant forces of the modern era. Headingley has been a happy hunting ground for Saints. They've won their last 5 here, but Leeds have won their last 2 and arrive here in good form. We're underway, and it's Leeds who will get first use of the ball, and they'll bring it forward. Saints' first defensive effort. We heard a little bit of breaking news earlier on about Tommy Makinson pulling out. Let's hear from Jenna Brooks, who's pitch side.
Yeah, evening, Mark. Just in the warm-up there, Tommy Makinson, I'm told, felt his hamstring go. Not quite sure how serious it is, but he will not be playing tonight. George Delaney has come in for him.
Thanks, Jenna. So George Delaney into the 17. Promising forward. And Leeds now working their way out their own end of the field. Smith will carry forward. An impeccable tribute pre-game to Lewis Jones. And now the atmosphere electric here as both sides look to pick up a 4th win of the season. Here is Miller wrestling off defenders, makes his way forward. This will be the last tackle. And Leeds will get it here with Frawley, who will launch it high. At the back is Wellesby, catches it inside his own 10. The Leeds chase is a good one. Pretty good start from the Rhinos.
Yeah, solid start from the Rhinos, and a messy play the ball there from St Helens, just not attentive from Benison or Wellesby. Lewis Dodd with the smarts just to nudge it to the side and dive on it. But Tommy Makinson, here we see, it's really sharp from Lewis Dodd, good football skills. But it's just a bit of a slack start from St Helens. What an atmosphere we've got here, Mark. This is always a huge game in the calendar.
It is indeed. Saints working down the short side with Clark, who thought he'd got markers not square. Jack Smith waves that away. And this is the last one. They're penned inside their own 40-metre, so they're going to kick downfield. The ball will bounce, and bounces kindly for the Rhinos. And Miller now looks to come forward, and he's tackled.
Yeah, some disruption for Saints. Obviously, Tommy Makinson and Mark Percival out, so influential for the Saints. Matt Whitley, the back row, will now line up in the centres. Joe Batchelor's now off the bench. He's starting. He's been out. He had a difficult year last year. He's had a really tricky shoulder injury, so that's really going to be tested here tonight.
It is. Batchelor, first appearance of the season, his 150th career appearance. It's a momentous night for a number of players here tonight, as the ball works across to this Leeds left edge, and Reece Martin is wrapped up down below us, 10 over halfway. Acker's in at dummy half. We'll get it away to Frawley. Finds Sangare. Been simmed in his last two appearances, Justin Sangare. And he's wrapped up inside the Saints 40-metre line. Chance here for Frawley to launch a high one. He's under pressure. Wellesby waits 10 off his own line. Catches it 10 off his own line. But it's another pretty decent set for the Rhinos.
Yeah, solid start from Leeds. Accurate kicking. Some great kick pressure there from Morgan Knowles from St Helens. He's tops the effort areas for the Saints all the time. And Saints just buried deep in the half at the moment.
Conrad Hurrell getting a few boos from the south stand here, looking for his 100th career try tonight. Will it come against his former club? As Darryl Clark waits at dummy half. It's a really slow play of the ball. Matautia is it who's just feeling the effects of that tackle. Ball now works its way infield to Lomax. Lomax on his 300th Super League appearance. And this is the last one for Saints, and Dodd will arrow the kick over the top. They're back to collect it. Roberts will stoop, gets it on his own 10. Good chase from the Saints, and Paul Wellens will be pretty happy with that set.
Yeah, Lewis Dodd, he's the main kicker. He's only second behind Mark Sneed, who we saw was imperious form with the boot. Well, Lewis Dodd is the second most prolific kicker of the ball, so big responsibility. The conditions here tonight are suited to kicking the ball long, getting that ball to skid and stop, just like Lewis Dodd did there.
Martin wraps up by Hurrell. 30 off the line. Miller drops the ball back on the angle. Taken in. Ledsky on his knees trying to pinch an extra metre, and that allows a quick play of the ball. Frawley with a dummy. Had options outside him. Last tackle incoming for Leeds. And now they'll go back. Croft is going to launch this high. This is a tester. Does St Helens want a piece of this? No, they don't. Ball bounces away. Wellesby's there to collect it. He's always there to collect it for St Helens, but Leeds collect it.
It was a poorly struck kick from Brodie Croft. He's gone to spiral the ball, hit it through the belly. It's actually dropped much shorter than he expected, but Jack Wellesby, much like Lewis Dodd in the opening set, just good awareness and used the time to his advantage.
He did, but Saints once again are penned inside their own end of the field.
And this is where Percival and Makinson are huge for Saints. Mark Percival averages 11.5 metres every time he carries the ball, and him and Makinson and their contribution as a tandem is so effective for St Helens, so maybe going to have to get out of the half differently here tonight.
We've got up to the 30-metre line. There weren't defenders on the ground, and now there's a chance from a Tautier who carries it, turns and spins, and he's hit just short of the halfway line. Dodd will get it and kick it high. This will hang in the air. Well taken in the end. Miller then fires the pass. We're really starting to see his 7 skills coming to the fore, but Saints get across to this near side and make the tackle. Leeds with Reece Martin, no Paul Momorowski. We don't expect him to be out too long. Ron Smith said he's got a bit of a shoulder. Hopefully nothing too serious.
Yeah, nothing too serious. Ash Handley, hasn't he had a great start to the season? We talk about, look, try C scores, well, it's his yardage as well. Last season, look, Saints. Obviously got
between them in 3 games.
So tight, isn't it? It's been some great games between these sides over the years.
Well, here's Newman now. Newman's putting the foot down, and Newman's got support. He's inside. He might not need it. It's going for the line. Will he slide over? Dodd stops it, and an inch short of the line. Last tackle. Great play from the Rhinos. Now can they put an end to the set? They're kicking across field. They're looking out to this near side. It's a great catch from Saints. Brilliant. In the end, scrambling St Helens defence chance, and Benison comes up with a catch.
Oh, it's really special. Defence wins your matches and it wins your titles. What about this from Lewis Dodd? Jack Welsby does enough to slow Harry Newman down, who's one of the most dangerous ball carriers in the competition. But Lewis Dodd never giving up on that. That's why Saints only concede 8 points a game average.
Tremendous effort as Walmsley will carry it. Another one who's got a landmark night tonight. 250th Super League appearance for Big Alex. Lomax carries Sangare, meets in robustly on the 5th tackle. And this will be the end to the set. Another low kick. Miller again is well set, catches it on the full. There's a gasp of expectancy whenever this fella gets the ball. He's not got a lot of rugby league experience, but he's got a lot of rugby smarts.
How exciting is he? His lateral movement's incredible, and he stands defenders up and bumps them off. So Lucky Miller, he's proving to be a handful already in the opening 7 minutes.
He is. Not the quickest player of the ball there, but Martin will take it, and there's the whistle from the referee.
No, you're never in a marker.
Not square to play the ball, and now a big chance for Leeds.
Yeah, this is one of the hot topics that the referees wanted to clamp down on. In coordination with the coaches and senior players, they decided there was too much of that. Too many players not really making the effort to get back square. And as a result, it was just disrupting teams' abilities to run and slowing the game down. So a penalty there for Saints, Leeds advantage.
Well, they will start 10 metres over the halfway line, Leeds. Martin's going to be asked to tap this one again. And he will opt to run it in himself, and his former teammate Conrad Hurrell is first to meet him. But a big chance this for the Rhinos, who are inches away with Newman a few moments ago. Aletsky battles his way forward. Rose Smith looking on, looks quite happy with the start so far. Can Leeds put some points on the board? Short pass to Martin, another great tackle. This time it's Lomax who's in there, but it's a set restart for Leeds. So the pressure is starting to build here. And Miller decides he's going to come down the short side. Gets a pass away. Hanley trying to work his way forward. He's tackled 8 metres away. Leeds are knocking on the door here. Lomax is down on this near side. Frawley does really well to collect that. It was a horror pass and almost gets his way through. But Leeds are 10 out here. Ackers will get it away to Smith. Smith's got runners outside him. They've got numbers. Ball over the top. Roberts for the corner. Cuts back in and scores. First try of the season. Or is it? Or is it? James Smith wants to check it. He thinks it's a try. And Leeds broken the deadlock here.
Okay, it's tackle 2. Like this isn't a try on field, so we're just looking at the grounding to confirm he does maintain possession all the way to the ground. He's in possession here, still in possession, and he's on the ball, and the ball's grounded. Thank you. That'd be a bad decision.
One look required. That's all it took. And Lewis Roberts opens up his try-scoring account for the new season. And you have to say, it had been coming. Great play down the left-hand side from Leeds. They moved it right, and they caught Saints out for numbers.
Yeah, Harry Newman's such a threat, isn't he? And he attracts so many defenders. It was really sharp from Cam Smith, digging into the line, tying up the St Helens middle. And what a wonder ball from Brodie Croft. Saints have 5 shirts in the frame. They'll probably be expected to cover that or react to that long ball from Brodie Croft a little bit quicker. They're working so hard. It's a sharp right foot from Roberts. An excellent finish, and it was Dodd who thwarted Leeds last time round, couldn't get there. Rowan Smith celebrates what's been an excellent opening 10 minutes for the Rhinos. A great try there for Lewis Roberts. Wonderful vision from Brodie Croft.
Yeah, no David Fussatua, so Lewis Roberts is taking his chance. That's his first try here at AMT Headingley for the Rhinos. So Rhys Martin, one of the best in the business, is on the kicking tee here, and a chance to add 2 more valuable points. The rain teeming down here in West Yorkshire, and this to turn a good start into a very good one. Here he comes, the Papua New Guinea international, and it never looked like misses. 6 points to 0, Leeds lead.
It's a beauty, isn't it? Watching somebody kick the ball so naturally like that is something of wonder. A great finish from Lewis Roberts. But for me, it's all about this man, Cam Smith, in the middle of the field, just tying defenders in by digging right into the defensive line. And that creates space. And Lewis Roberts really sharp on his feet, and an excellent finish from the young man. As I said before, what a start from Leeds. Paul Wellens, he won't be overly disappointed with his Saints start, but that's exquisite loose forward play from Cam Smith through the middle of the field to preserve space for his edge.
They've been on the back foot, Saints, courtesy of a blistering start from the Rhinos. What can they do on the back of points? Well, they'll start the set 20 metres out from their own line. Ackers gets it away. Here is Hanley, Super League's top try scorer. We're looking for more opportunities tonight. Blistering start to his season. Sangare now just straightens up the middle. Wormsley wrestles him to the floor. Again, there's a Saints player down at the play of the ball.
Yeah, it's such a good observation, Mark. I think that's where Saints have been poor. If anything, it's in these situations. Players falling through the line like this, and too many of their defenders being left on the floor, and that just creates a bit of chaos, or the feeling that you're out of control.
High kick. Benison is back. Benison will catch it. Looks to set off, but once again, St Helens penned inside their own 20-metre area.
Accurate kick in, and just consistency of chase. It's a timeless classic in the game of rugby league, and Leeds executing it perfectly well here. Paul Wellens will be getting the message on that his side, strangely for St Helens, physically need to come to the party here because Leeds are dominating that facet.
Matt Whitley carries, comes into contact with a former Saint, Bentley, who's in again, trying to tackle Matautia, and does it with help from Ackers. Better from St Helens. Wormsley rumbles his way up towards the halfway line. God will go high. Miller is back. 10 off his own line. Will catch it. Will get it away to the try scorer Roberts, who thought about the pass. And it's a decent enough chase from St Helens. They've just got to do the hard stuff well at the minute.
Yeah, be disciplined. The penalty was a killer, wasn't it? How important are penalties in the modern game? A 6 again for St Helens in the previous set also. But there's no panic here. No panic for Saints, but a lovely, lovely start from the Rhinos.
Here they are again, attacking this short side. Frawley gets it away. Good carry there from McDonald, who was sent off in this fixture last season. Here now is Cameron Smith. Smith heads centre field. He's stood up in a 3-man tackle. Last one coming in for Leeds, as Ackers looks to his right, finds Croft, who launches it high. Over on the far side is Blake Duswell, gets off the ground. But it's like deja vu, John Wilkins. Saints just can't get the ball any further upfield.
There's a lovely chase, one-man chase from the irritant that is James Bentley. He got Blake just as he caught it. You've got to credit the kick from Croft. The timing of that kick and the distance on it just allows the chase to get there.
Yes. Saints just trying to punch out another set. Wormsley finds his front. Plays it now. They come to Lomax. Lomax momentarily had numbers on that edge, but didn't risk the pass, and now there is a Saints player down, injured in back play. They're going to run it. Now they'll poke the kick down the line. Oh, a bit of a mess there from Miller. Picks it up at the second attempt. And now he steps past one, and he's got Hurrell in front of him. He goes past Hurrell. He almost went past Lomax.
Wow.
Miller at his brilliant best.
He is lightning.
And now they're looking to launch an attack down the right-hand side. Bentley had the support back on the inside from Newman, but opted to keep it. Here is Newman now. Fancies a run at a broken line, but he has to take the tackle. 30 away. But Leeds are pouring it on here. The pace of play is proving difficult to live with at the moment. Ball centre field to Frawley. Turns it back inside to Smith. Saints happy to defend that. But they've been broken a couple of times early on here. Ball comes on this near side. Ball, not the best pass. Bounces to Hanley. Hanley will get it away. Nowhere for Miller to go, so he'll get it away to Brodie Croft. Croft with a step, another step, 3 steps, going through the gap. Needs some support. Croft still going. Gets it away to McDonald. He cuts in field, and he will be tackled 15 out. This is brilliant from Leeds. Can they add some more points to the this early pressure as Frawley will kick across the field. Blake comes in off the wing, ball's on the ground. It's picked up by St Helens, and the referee's happy that can play off.
Oh, it's champagne from Leeds, and it's all about Lucky Miller and Brodie Croft and their agility, the ability to change direction, and it's causing St Helens all sorts of problems in greasy conditions. The last thing you want as a defender is somebody like this man Miller, who is so agile he can evade you in just fractions of a second.
It's hard to think it's only his 24th game of rugby league.
He's not bad.
He's going all right, been a good signing. Going into tonight, he made 24 tackle busts in the Super League. Kick over the top, trying to get in behind Leeds, but they're there again. Roberts reaches out, and he'll get the ball away to Miller. And he now is coming, and he's got support, and he gets it away to Hanley. Hanley cuts in field. Bennison did just enough to close the space down.
He didn't fancy scoring a 70-yarder tonight.
See what, Conrad Hurrell was relieved that Bennison was there.
Wasn't he?
This back three for Leeds tonight in these conditions, outstanding. Good tackle centre field from Matautia, gets hold of Croft and stops the danger. Ball now up the middle. Was it pinched? It's going to be a knock on. So St Helens, credit to them, have been knocked from pillar to post here.
He's trying to make a legitimate tackle.
Well, they are.
Morgan Knowles gets his hand on the ball. Judge, that's a knock on there from Andy Ackers. The responsibility for him to hold the ball. Well, a tough one. But yeah, you're right about St Helens, right? What you want in the situations where the game is out of control, you know, it's wild. You know, Lucky Miller's causing absolute carnage, but you want to bend and not break. Paul Wellens will be delighted that his team have absorbed that pressure and been able to come away where they haven't conceded again. It's still 6-0, and as dangerous as Leeds feel, Croft and Miller haven't managed to engineer a position to get that Leeds Rhinos team over the line again.
There is Croft. And Saints here with the first real chance to get the ball over the halfway line. We've been playing nearly a quarter of this game, and Hurrell will take Saints over halfway. Look at that, 66% possession. The completion rate, here goes Leeds up the middle, and he's charging for the line. Miller will bring him down a couple of metres short. And they want a quick play of the ball. St Helens, they're going to try and power their way over. Great defence from Leeds. Well, all the stats in the world, the only one that counts is the scoreboard. And Saints have got a chance to level up. Not the best pass. Here now is Knowles. And Leeds breathe a huge sigh of relief, but Matty Lees busts them open up the middle there. Here's Clark, gets it away to Lomax. Lomax finds Batchelor, late call-up to the starting lineup here with a late pull out of Makinson, ball back on the inside to Wormsley. Wormsley going for the line, he's a metre short. Now Leeds are desperately short of numbers here to the left-hand side. What a break this was.
It's a gorgeous ball from Morgan Knowles. Ball playing, using Matty Lees, who's got real speed for a front rower. You know, he's mobile through the middle of the field. And the combination between Morgan Knowles and Matty Lees is delightful.
Saints held up on the last tackle. It's almost a quarter of this game gone so far. Now it's Saints' turn. No Tommy Makinson, injured in the warm-up, out tonight. Big blow for Saints.
Well, just had a text off him. He says, my back, hammy and bum all locked up. So that's what he said.
Okay. All worked its way forward here with the Rhinos. Croft will kick from inside the 40. This could be a very good kick. He won't quite have the distance to get it over the sideline as Wellesby brings it back, but it's another brilliant Leeds chase.
Yeah, they're connected and committed to how they're chasing the kicks, and they've obviously got a kick plan here because everybody's on board with that.
And they're all back tomorrow, and the triple header of Super League action as well. Huddersfield, Hull KR, Hull, Lee, and we round the day off. Catalans against Castleford, 5:25, and the round completed after the NRL action on Sunday as London take on Warrington Saints are back in it, it feels now, though.
Just the first time they've really had any field position, and it came through Morgan Knowles and Matty Lees and their combination. But their issue, Saints' issue, Paul Wellens referenced it, is being clinical and ruthless and scoring points when they're in the ascendancy. So they'll look to really maximise the time that they have at the Leeds end, but more importantly, score points.
Well, Todd had a lot of time there, and the ball will bounce kindly here for St Helens, and they'll get it on this near side, and they're going to put a second kick in here. The bounce, kind, and Miller steps out of a tackle. It's like tackling fresh air, isn't it?
Oh, they're the kind of manufactured kicks that when they land in Lucky Miller's hands, that's alarm bells, isn't it? He's looked dangerous when there's no space, so give him a second. Give him half a second. Well, he's beat every man, hasn't he? I love it in rugby league at the minute. We've got players in our competition who can still beat men. Another penalty here for St Helens. I said about penalties for Saints. It's a killer to just lazily be one step offside. I think it's Batchelor who's just offside.
Yeah, just went a yard too soon. It's the kick over the halfway line. So Leeds who lead courtesy of that Lewis Roberts try. They have had a couple of other opportunities, but Saints have also come close. Leeds now centre field will carry the ball forward. Gudemond into the action, upended by Batchelor and Lees. Knowles involved as well. Ackers steps out of dummy half. A planned move from the Rhinos, and here they come back down this near side. Miller tries to bump off one. He's trying to bump off two, but surely this time they've got him. And Saints will drag him down.
A giant net for him. It's two men in the tackle. Error. Yeah, 2 men in the tackle. I think Lomax is claiming that he'd left the tackle and left Batchelor on his own to effect a steal. But Lucky Miller proving how dangerous he is. Lomax is involved. Batchelor can't sense that Lomax is involved, maybe suggesting the ball was lost. But Rowan Smith, he's no doubts. Take the two.
30 metres away and a chance to open up a 2-score lead. We mentioned those tussles last year. So tight in all three. As Martin, the Papua New Guinean, will look to make it 2 from 2. The Leeds team, John, in a big huddle just to the side of Rees-Mogg. You just see them on the right of your screen there.
Yeah. They're just saying, Lucky Miller, just keep doing that. Keep creating absolute carnage defensively, just disrupting St Helens and asking questions. Him and Brodie Croft, really exceptional. You can't underestimate also the contribution of Cam Smith and Matt Frawley to that. The structure and organisation allows maybe those players like Miller and Croft time to just bounce around and dance and do what they do so well.
Here's Martin then for an 8-point lead. Strikes it true, and the Rees shot goes around. AMT heading lead. 8 points to 0. The Rhinos faithful enjoying this start. Batchelor's penalty.
Yeah,
conceded.
Yeah, discipline from Saints has been an issue. Maybe 3 penalties conceded. Batchelor just hands all over the ball. Lomax in the tackle. The ball squeezes out. That's a penalty. And Rees Martin, you know, if you give a penalty away against Leeds, any side, anywhere inside your half, that's 2 points, isn't it? He's deadly accurate with the boot. Lomax confused.
Yeah, asking the question. And Jack Smith answered with a blow of his whistle. And here come Leeds again. Walmsley gets a breather. James Bell into the action for Saints. So here comes Martin filling in at centre. He's tackled 20 metres off his own line. Ackers gets it away.
Yeah, so both Bell and Knowles on the field. Then Morgan Knowles push up to front row, and then James Bell comes on as a loose forward. It's another loose ruck from St Helens. Too many of those.
And Ackers almost breaks away. Vital tackle from Lomax. And they're coming down the short side again. Frawley to Martin. Hanley takes it in. Hanley now breaks through one. Scrambling defence, Lomax, but it's a forward pass. I think the final pass to Hanley is adjudged to have gone forward.
Yeah, it was lovely again from Leeds. It was Miller just handed it on to Frawley, and then Frawley finding Reece Martin. I felt like Ash Hanley overrun it. It's a good defensive read from young John Bennison, though. He comes in on this pass and puts Reece Martin's skill under all sorts of pressure. The South standers aren't happy. They don't think that's forward. The referee's giving it Reece Martin. He's not certain that was forward either, but tell you who'll be delighted that was forward. The Saints. Just making a point. Yep, James Bell on the field. He brings a real point of difference for St Helens. A very different player to Morgan Knowles. A real willingness to organise shape around him. Very similar to Cam Smith and the Leeds Rhinos.
Yeah, and he's got good hands as well, hasn't he? When he takes it into the line. The ability to pass as Clark. We mentioned the two hookers at the start of play. But it's Andy Ackers, you feel, who's having the better of it so far, but here comes St Helens. Lee's tackled. Ball back to Bell. Bell bumps off one, and another one. Ducks his head under, has another carry. Good meters post-contact there for the visitors. As Lomax now challenges the line, gets it away to Hurrell. Hurrell runs at Martin. Thinking about trying to get an offload away there. Last one here. The Saints about to open their account tonight. Lomax floats the kick high. No real pressure on it. And Newman does so well to collect that on his own line.
Yeah, he does well, not just to collect it, but get down on the ground quickly and use his strength through his legs to just push him away. Easy to get pushed in goal. We see how important that is last night. Salford getting pushed in the ring goal twice. That ultimately won Wigan the game. Well, Harry Newman, fantastic to keep out of trouble there.
These are tough carries now, though, for Leeds. Roberts slow to his feet. Ackers gets it away now. They thought about expanding play. We've seen that a lot already from the Rhinos this year. The willingness to throw it around inside their own half. Strong carry again from Martin, but that's the last one. So Saints have restricted the meters. Can they get some pressure on the kick? Croft will hoist it high. Will bounce in front. Over on the far side, and it's brought forward by Blake. Decent kick return from him.
It is, and this is where field position just starts to turn, isn't it? Saints are edging the way up the field. You know, penalties aside, you felt like Saints are just gradually sort of easing the way back into this game.
And for all that blistering rugby from Leeds, Saints did hang on. They refused to break. They trail by 8, but they score next. They're right back in the contest. Ball's come free, and it's a knock-on. That will not help the St Helens situation.
No, the opening 28 minutes has been punctuated by errors and ill discipline from Saints at times. There's a question whether there was a Leeds hand on the ball. It's greasy. You've just got to keep tight on that. And the fight to get up and play is often where errors happen. When you're fighting hard to get up and play that ball, it's probably a symptom of, you know, we spoke about Andy Ackers having a great, great evening here and running a lot. Well, the rucks that he's been running off have been fractured, and that's just created space and time for this man to be effective. On the flip to that, his opposite number, Darrell Clark, has had slim opportunities to do so.
Hanley at first receiver. They're messing about on the floor there, trying to slow things down. Carries up to the 30-metre line. Here now, Croft turns it back inside. Here is Miller. This time he is tracked down. Good work there from Wingfield, who's off the bench. Short side play for the Rhinos. Little kick in behind. Wellesby's turned around. Did really well to get past one. And he does well to get 5 metres off his own line. But here come Leeds now, hunting the error. These are big carries for Saints.
Yeah, it's a smart kick from Brodie Croft just to bring the defensive line up. And what a tough place to get out of. Such a tough part of the field to get out of. Almost that 10 in, 10 out in your corner. Makes it very difficult.
Nice run from Bell, and he's going to earn his side of penalty here, and he didn't like it. Has a bit of a lash out at Ackers on the floor. But they've done well there, St Helens.
Yeah, it's footwork from Bell, and in greasy conditions, it just draws the penalty from Andy Ackers, who just leaves his arm outstretched. catches Bell high. And it's Saints maybe only the second opportunity down this end of the field.
And they turn it into points. Wingfield takes it forward. They start 40 metres out. The Saints. Now they'll move it to that far side. Matautia is wrapped up inside the 30. Clark in at dummy half. Bell just offers the ball, and it's carried forward by Knowles. Great leg strength from him. Right, St Helens, what can they do from this position? Clark gets it away to Lomax. Short pass to Whitley. Whitley with a chance, but it's a forward pass. And look at the Leeds celebrations as Saints waste a glorious opportunity.
Yeah, well, Matt Whitley's exquisite at changing his line late. Maybe the timing just a little bit wrong. Matt Whitley loves to drop to the outside shoulder of defenders. He pretends that he's running straight and changes that line. He's been really effective at that. Paul Wellens knows what quality is signed in Matt Whitley. Saints not quite getting it right there. In the first half, so far for Saints, has just been punctuated just by not quite good enough in certain areas.
Okay, we'll get you in, mate.
Leeds will get the ball 10 off their own line.
Clean. Eyes on ball here.
St Helens looking to put the squeeze on here.
Wait, Jake. Hold.
As Leeds looking to move it to this edge. They did have Hanley free on the outside. They're adventurous, the Rhinos. As Martin carries strong. Good challenge there from Batchelor. Now coming forward into the action is Tom Holroyd. In sub the last two for Leeds. Are they going to move the ball back to this Leeds left? Ackers is wrapped up centre of the field. So they're just short of the halfway line. That's the fifth tackle. So Frawley will put boot to ball. He knocks it downfield. Bennison almost overran it. Showed his quality there, though. And Saints will start 30 metres off their own line.
Yeah, the spiral kicks are back. Everybody's at it now. Mark Sneed's slapping them up there for fun. Great kick from Frawley. Just makes it so much more difficult to deal with.
Hurrell slow to his feet. Carry up the middle. Saints towards halfway. If they could nick some points before half-time, I think Paul Wellens would be delighted as Bell finds Knowles. Knowles plays it quickly. And By gets it away now. Moving it to that left-hand side. Here's Whitley. Whitley lining up at centre. And that late withdrawal of Makinson. And By gets it away. Dodd's going to go back down the short side. Leeds, can they get off the ground? No, they can't. Ball collected and a chance here for Blake. And he has got it down. The referee will want to check how that ball got to him. But have St Helens hit back here? The referee thinks they have.
Into it, going back possibly off Saints, into the ground in place.
Yeah, so they're just checking the onside, offside. It's a great kick from Lewis Dodd. Expertly timed, it's a jump. I think there's a question whether that's come off the Saints man or a Leeds man. See off the tighter angle here. It's a contest, isn't it? Jack Wellsby and Bentley. Well, it appears to come backwards off Jack Wellsby. Moses and Bailly is right there. And then it'll go down to the ground, and whether Blake gets this ball down. He appeared to. It's an excellent kick and chase and contest from Jack Wellsby. And assuming the ball's grounded by Blake, this is a try for the Saints, you'd feel.
So St Helens have hit back here, and Wonga Blake's first try for St Helens is confirmed. Well, they say, never write off the Saints, and they've been under the pump for 33 minutes here, but they've come up with a vital score.
Yeah, they've been second best for 33 minutes, but defensively they've just dug in. Leeds have been by far the better team, and it's a conservative kick from Lewis Dodd. He just pops it into a good area. It's a contest from Jack Welsby and then by to Blake to finish in the corner. Look, I think Leeds have looked deadly, haven't they? And they've been so exhilarating to watch. But sometimes it's the most basic things, just an accurate kick, an organised chase, and a finish from Blake. And you're right, Paul Wellens will be delighted with that 4 points. Can it be turned into 6?
Johnny Lomax, we wondered who would get the honour of kicking tonight for Saints. It's Lomax who, right on the sideline, sends it towards the post, and the flags go up. What a strike that is. Big travelling contingent from St Helens, and they are delighted with that conversion to Blake Stride.
Oh, it's a beauty kick from Johnny Lomax. Not a bad one here from Lewis Dodd. And it's a simple finish for Blake. Not an awful lot Leeds can do to defend that, Mark. You know, it's not something you review and you go, well, what were we doing here? It's just a nice kick and chase. And then how important could that conversion be off the sideline from Johnny Lomax?
Here comes the kick return. I think as well, one thing that we noticed in that replay there of the try is, I think it was Whitley on the far side who realised he was offside and almost walked backwards out of the play. Clever.
Yeah, mega smart play. Obviously, video referees are checking whether that chase is onside. Just rugby intelligence to step back there.
Here comes Saints, so all of a sudden on a bit of a roll here. And they're up towards halfway. Moses and Bai is wrapped up. Right on the halfway line here. Can Saints go back to back as they turn the ball back on the angle? Whitley is wrapped up. Good defence from Croft and Bentley. Last one. They're going to hoist it high. A floaty kick. Miller under pressure. The chase is coming. And again he gets past the first one, but Saints are there in numbers.
You have to be so diligent when you're defending Lockie Miller. And look, it's not going to take, we're 4 rounds in, this is round 5. Teams are going to work him out. You know, you don't kick to him and give him space. More importantly, your defensive line's all got to be accountable when he carries the ball. It's been such a great first half from Lockie Miller.
It has. It's okay knowing what's coming. You've still got to stop it. You've got to find a way to stop it. Hanley carries. The Leeds were dominant for 24 minutes. Led 8 points to 0. As Croft again goes for the 40-20. He might need a big bounce. He might need a big bounce. It's just short of the 40-20.
Yeah, it was calm from Jack Welsby. He had eyes all over it, didn't he? Croft choosing to kick early. Looked like he snatched at it, but it was accurate, found space. Jack Welsby right behind it, just watches it go out on that 21-metre line. You know, 2 metres the other way, and that's Leeds' ball.
4 in 4 for Welsby at the start of the new campaign. Really had a look tonight, though. The Saints all of a sudden got some go forward. The likes of Wingfield off the bench have added some punch in the forwards. Bell will carry it. He's well wrapped up. 10 short of the halfway line. Saints poised. All of a sudden it's Leeds who've just got to hang on for the next couple of minutes. As the ball works centre field now. Another good carry. It's Wingfield.
But it's the support, isn't it? It's big men carrying with support through the middle. That's been really effective.
Here's Dodds back on the inside. Welsby with a kick. Miller gets off the ground. Dodd collects him. And Saints turn it over. 5 off the Leeds line. Big set incoming here for the Rhinos.
And you spoke about maybe Jack Welsby not having much of an influence on this game with only 2 minutes to go till half-time. Well, it's probably because the majority of the joy, if any joy that Saints have had, has come between the scrum lines down that middle channel of the field. Certainly since James Bell's come on the field, they've got some joy.
Reece Martin with a strong carry. Saints aggressive in defence. Too many metres here for the Rhinos, so Ackers In at dummy half, finds Frawley, who gets it away to Miller. Miller's got room, but he's going to go to ground. That will be the turnover. That will be the turnover. And St Helens are going to get a chance here to snatch the lead.
Yeah, it's excellent kick pressure on Matt Frawley. Matt Frawley has to flick the ball inside to Miller, who's really not ready to kick the ball. Miller sort of shaped as though he felt like he'd been hit high. It's almost a slap in the face for Miller, not picked up. But Saints, they'll be delighted.
They will. If they can get the lead here, this will be an amazing turnaround. A half that Leeds were dominating. Now they're hanging on. And Bai gets it away to Dodd. Dodd finds Lomax. Lomax drops it off to Hurrell. Hurrell sidesteps his way past one. Wrapped up by Ackers. Still time left for Saints here. They're going back to that left-hand side now. Here is Dodd again. Here's Wellsby. Stabs a kick in behind. What's the bounce like? It's not dead. And that might just do it. Paul Wellens folds up his notebook. He knows the half is done, but he'll be pretty happy with the response from his side.
Yeah, some real fight from St Helens, but it's been about this man and some quality from Leeds, hasn't it? A stunning half from the Rhinos. Very entertaining stuff.
Yes, indeed. Well, it's a standing ovation from the home fans. Lewis Roberts tried, put Leeds in front inside 10 minutes. Before Wonga Blake hit back at half-time here. Nothing between the two. It's Leeds Rhinos 8, St Helens 6.
John Mark, thank you very much. Leeds Rhinos effective and entertaining, but St Helens, they would not go away. Just two between them here at a wet Headingley Stadium in round 5 of the Betfred Super League. First try of the game was the first try of the season for Lewis Roberts, sidestepping inside 3 St Helens defenders. We'll discuss that with Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Sam Tompkins after this break. To celebrate the start of the new Super League season, Sky Sports are partnering with the Wigan Warriors and Catalan Dragons to give one lucky Sky VIP customer and their guest exclusive access to the teams when they go head-to-head in Perpignan in August. You'll travel with the Wigan squad to the south of France and stay in the team hotel. You'll get to meet Wigan and Catalan legend Sam Tompkins and enjoy the game from the best seats in the house. After the match, you'll get to meet the Catalan squad and enjoy their famous post-match hospitality. For your chance to win this incredible prize, just go to the Sky VIP section of the My Sky app. The competition is available to Sky customers in the UK and Ireland. The winner and guest must be aged over 18, have a valid passport and be available to travel to France between the 30th of August and the 1st of September. The competition closes at 11:59 p.m. on March the 21st. Good luck to all. And if you haven't been to a game in the south of France and you win that prize, you are in for something special. Well, we've had something special, I would suggest, in the first 40 minutes of this round 5 clash from the Betfred Super League at Headingley, where the rain has abated. Thankfully, just 2 points between the sides in a first half that was dominated by the home side, the Leeds Rhinos, who scored first through Lewis Roberts. No brollies, nice and dry, but that doesn't tell the tale of the conditions, and they've given us such a good 40 minutes in these difficult conditions.
And a really firm green pitch as well. Credit to Ryan Golden and the groundsman keeping it nice and firm and free of mud, and that's allowed a great spectacle, hasn't it? Certainly Lockie Miller at the back there, and credit to Ron Smith, who's been as animated as I've ever seen him, congratulating his players, passing the ball around, having great skill and execution, because that's what they practice at most training sessions.
OK, Leeds looked lively from the outset and went close at the start. Took an unbelievable Lewis Dodd tackle to keep Rhinos out early on.
Yeah, an outstanding effort. You know, not just the fact that he's been able to get back there, it's his technique, but it all comes from Lachlan Miller. Doesn't look like he's playing on a field that's been rained on for the last hour and a half. But this effort, you know, you can't underestimate how hard this is. Not only is he chased back, it's the way he manipulates his body around the ball.
It's the thigh under him.
It's the thigh. He goes right arm over the ball. He's got his right leg under it, meaning that ball cannot touch the whitewash. An outstanding effort.
Well, Rowan, you say he's been as animated as we've seen. Well, he was delighted when they finally did score with Lewis Roberts.
Yeah, and John Wilkie mentioned the work there from Cameron Smith. Moved the ball right out to the edge. Overcompensated here, the St Helens players. And this is the little detail that I don't think they've been great at in the last couple of weeks. Quite a lot of missed tackles last week against Salford and a few in this first half as well. But credit to Louis Roberts, stamps on the outside foot, spins his body, and Lewis Dodd can't quite save that try.
Okay, Reece Martin tagged on a penalty after that to give him an 8-0 lead. Just go back to what you could do defensively better if you were St Helens. You're chasing across. You think we're going to push him out over in the corner. But as he says, Jamie said, overcompensated. What would they do differently next time?
I think it's probably talk as they're running, which is very difficult to do because every one of those Saints players, there was 5 in the screen and 1 Leeds player essentially that scores a try. They're all making a massive effort. They think, you know, generally a winger's going to go and try and score in the corner. So it's, you know, that just proves that effort alone isn't enough. You know, Lewis Roberts here, very smart. Everyone's thinking he's going to dive in the corner. They're going to get him over. But, you know, for all 3 of them to go past, the look at that, it's a very, very difficult thing to do, to talk on the move there.
Getting your first try of the season against such a good St Helens defensive side, well, that will put a smile on that young man's face. Speaking of talk, let's stick on the theme of talk, because in the build-up to Wonga Blake's try, you picked up really subtle but really important communication between Jack Welsby and Lewis Dodd.
Yeah, just before Dodd received the ball, Welsby manages to have a conversation with him. The ball's been moved out to the left, and the ball's, you know, what is it, 10 metres from the sideline by the time he gets tackled. And at this point here, there's a conversation between Welsby and Dodd. Dodd's already pointed to the right, and Welsby's overridden that. He said, no, I want it in the left corner. A very awkward kick for a left-footed halfback to get it back to that spot. But he knows Welsby's the boss. Welsby says, put it where I want it, and he comes up and delivers.
And that was right on the top of James Bentley, wasn't it? And on his trump card, catching high balls isn't going to be his biggest virtue in there. But again, he's challenging for everything. Didn't quite come off, but they're very much in the game. Good skill, though, from Lewis Dodd and St Helens.
You know, you're right to point out how difficult a kick that is. He's had to contort his body. It's an unnatural kick for a left-footed kicker.
That's the most difficult kick Lewis Dodd could have come up with at that point. He's a left footer. He's already pointed to the right. The pressure's coming from his inside. You don't want to go back to that pressure, but he knows, you know, if Welsby spotted something, he knows he wants the ball there, so he's managed to do it. Outstanding effort.
Okay, all-important stat is an 8-6 half-time lead for the Leeds Rhinos, but let's dive a bit deeper and look at the stats after 40 minutes. One gentleman that stands out for me, well, a couple actually. Leeds Rhinos 90% completion rate. Missed tackles, 28 for St Helens, just 9 for the Leeds Rhinos. I would suggest those 28 are due in large part to one player in particular.
Yeah, I'd say about 14 of those are on Lachlan Miller. He's been electric. Every time he's touched the ball, he's looked exciting. He's been infectious for the side. As soon as he's got the ball, everybody else in that Leeds outfit knows something could come. Everybody wants to move forward. Everyone wants to support him.
He's been so good to watch, as have the Leeds Rhinos. But remember, St Helens, they are just 2 behind. They're looking to bounce back from the defeat to Salford. The Leeds Rhinos faithful are looking to see if their side are the real deal in 2024. Well, they look very impressive. Can they close it out here? Only one place to find out. That's with us here on Sky Sports. Second half on the way.
Gets the dummy half. We didn't find anybody. Eventually Mara chips over the top. He needs a bouncer. Stop it! Dean Mariner. What a moment for the 20-year-old Broncos winger. Nothing doing. Chips over the top, and it came back to him like he was walking the dog with a yo-yo.
We got lots more NRL action coming up for you on Sky Sports. 2 more games this weekend. We got the Storm against the New Zealand Warriors, 8:35 a.m. on Arena main event, and on Sunday the Dolphins against the Dragons, 7:15 a.m. on Sky Sports Arena and on Sky Sports main event. Let's just remind you of the halftime scoreline here at Headingley, with the home side having a 2-point halftime lead over St Helens, who scored late in that first 40 minutes that was dominated by the Leeds Rhinos. And the pitch has now been cleared, because before that All of these kids were out there celebrating the great game of rugby league here on the Headingley ground, including a set of triplets from Guiseley Rangers. I wasn't even going to go to you for a word now, but this is the beauty of rugby league. They get to play on the stage of their heroes.
Absolutely, and there's 3 young players, Xander, Harrison and Leo, 10-year-old Guiseley Rangers, yesterday triplets, and what a night this is for them and their friends.
This may have been a mistake. Let's go to Jenna Brooks, who's at the tunnel with some halftime team news.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. I can tell you that I was waiting in the tunnel. Rowan Smith came out. He wasn't happy despite the 2-point lead. He believes that they've got total domination of the ruck, and apparently, and I quote him, flops must be back. As far as Paul Wellens goes, he just wants his team to control the ball and they'll get back in it in the second half. But now, to your commentators, because second half's about to kick off, Mark Wilson and John Wilkin.
Cheers, Jenna. Team's out for the second half.
We lost Sam Tompkins in a crowd of children. I couldn't pick him out. Just saw a beard at the back. That was his only identifying mark.
Great to see the youngsters having a good time here. Leeds restart, and the ball caught on the run, and well dealt with as well by Wellesby. And Saints will get the ball just short of the 30-metre line.
I think for a lot of people, an alarming stat would be the 28 missed tackles by Saints, but when you actually look at it, it was Miller bouncing around, bumping people off. Saints quite often miss the most tackles at the end of the year. Now, for me, the most telling thing is line breaks, and that's where Leeds looked dangerous, didn't it? They created line breaks. That's what they need to do.
Well, there might be a line break here for Saints. That's that 2 each in the first 40 minutes. Here is Bell. Little step takes him through one, and Saints on a real roll here.
He's been magic since he's come on. Subtlety of play, balance of play, and really adds a dimension to Saints with the ball.
Here now is Dodd, swings it away to Wellesby, rolls the kick in behind. Miller will collect, but he's going to be collected a metre off. They don't want to drag him over the line, and in the end, Matauti thinks better of it. Great opening set from St Helens.
Yeah, and Saints just need to... Oh, it's an offload from Lewis Roberts. You got to love it. How good. 4 metres out from your own line. Oh, I'll just dump it out the back door to Cam Smith.
Well, Smith was there and alert to the threat.
Look at this, love this. I'm in a bad position. Hey, Cam, take over.
Holroyd works his way up the middle of the field. Knowles involved again with Batchelor. Gudemond is wrapped up. Leeds short of the 40-metre line when Frawley will launch a kick. He's got that wrong. That is a shocker from Frawley.
Wow. I mean, that is a slice from Matt Frawley. It's great pressure, isn't it, from Wingfield and Johnny Lomax. And it just forced Frawley to just second-guess the kick selection. Tried to put a bit more loft on it and skewed it way left over that sideline.
Yeah. That was 3 off the tee, that, John.
I've done that before. Well, not as often as Kyle Amor could say that.
Well, here comes St Helens then. You'd argue that their great opening set and a good defensive set will please Paul Wellens, because now they're in with a chance here. There's a ball back on the angle to Bell again. Bell running forward. Tackle made by McDonald. Moses and by set restart incoming for Saints. All of a sudden it's a pretty nervy AMT Headingley.
Well, that'll just wind Rowan Smith up. He said flops are back and he's just been pinged for one.
He has. Knowles drives his way to within 5. Saints scored just before the break. Are they going to score just after it? They might. Whitley almost gets it away. He spun out of the initial tackle but couldn't find an offload. Leeds turned to scramble. Ball now goes to Wingfield. Beautiful pass. Great tackle round the bootlaces from Ackers. Saves a certain try. And by now swings it to the right-hand side. Batchelor trying to power his way through. Last one for Leeds to hang on. They're coming back centre field here with Dodd. They're going to run it. Ball dropped and knocked on. And it's Leeds' turn to defend their own line well.
Yeah, tidy defence from Leeds under all sorts of pressure from Saints through that middle third of the field. Wellesby couldn't quite take the passing and just trying the offload to Wingfield on the inside, ball to ground. Some encouraging signs for St Helens. You know, that combination of Wingfield and Bell looks just dangerous all of the time. But great defence there from the Rhinos, real steel from the Leeds Rhinos.
Yeah, textbook tackle from Ackers prevented the try. Here's Ash Hanley. All works its way to Croft. They're going through the hands here. Leeds are trying to launch a counter. Nowhere for them to go. The ball is infield to Miller. Miller skips across, but he's wrapped up just inside his own 40-metre area. Now Frawley will move it across to that far side. McDonnell is wrapped up, shy of the halfway line. Come back now. A high kick floats, but is well dealt with by Benison. And Benison now will look to launch a counter of his own. Blake, though, is wrapped up. The importance there of the line being level across the field.
Yeah, they have every right there, Lewis Robertson, Harry Newman, to sit back on the end of the kick chase. Well, they didn't. That's a penalty here for it. It's a high shot from, I think it's Gudemond and Bentley in the tackle. It's disappointing that from Leeds. What a first half from Leeds Rhinos. It was magic. It was Gudemond just catches Matautia high, and it's a relieving penalty. Lewis Dodd punts that ball out, now 45 yards out from their own line. But, you know, Leeds will really look to start this second half how they played in that first half. Just magic from them. So entertaining to watch, the Rhinos.
They are, but credit to St Helens. They're limiting where they can and can't play. And Saints, you'd have to say, latter part of this game so far are on top. And here now goes Hurrell. Looks like he's changed his shirt at half-time. Wrapped up over on the far side. Here now is Lomax, gets it away. Wingfield will carry it forward. He's wrapped up 20 metres out. Gudemond it is with a tackle. Moses and By now got bodies in motion. Now they find Dodd. They go with a lead runner there, and they're inside the 10, and Leeds defending again. Saints looking to go in front for the first time tonight. Short pass at the line. Another good tackle from Leeds. Last one. Saints are right there. They're going down that short side. They're trying to spin out. They'll get an offload away, and By's going to be stopped. Leeds again scrambling on their line.
Oh, the clinging on the Leeds Rhinos, getting numbers into the picture and defending everything. Saints threw a lot at them, and Leeds just kept coming up with the answers. Excellent effort from Gudemond on the inside of the line. Saints won't be disappointed where they've turned the ball over, but they really look to turn the screw now with some tight and aggressive D.
They will. These are the big carries. Hanley, next cab off the rank. Now they're going to spread it wide. Are they going to kick? Well, I thought they were going to do what they did at Hull KR there and risk the kick inside their own 40. They didn't on this occasion. They're going to work the short side though again. Saints rushing up. South Stand roaring for a penalty. They're not going to get one yet. Here goes Holroyd. Last tackle. Only made it up to the 30. They need a good kick here from Frawley, but he stabs it over the top. I thought for a second that could have been going out on the full. It's well taken by Benison. He's such an able deputy, isn't he, on that wing?
Yeah, tidy from Benison all night. Again, Matt Frawley under pressure. Saints applying a lot of effort. You just see the guys coming back behind the ball now. The reason they're late back, the Saints players, there is the amount of effort they've put on putting pressure on that kick. And it wins you yardage, maybe 10, 15, 20 yards. Rest when you've got the ball. That's always been the mantra of this Saints side.
Oh, the ball, was that knocked down or is it a knock-on? Referee says it's a knock-on. Bell, not too many protests from him.
Yeah, it's been beautiful from Bell so far this evening. He digs right into the defensive line. It's another great tackle from Andy Ackers. Bell just chewing off that one extra step. And that allowed Ackers to just get into a position to put some contact around the ball. Mistake from Bell. Leeds desperately, Ackers and all of the Leeds Rhinos defending as a unit. If there's one thing you could say about Leeds, maybe last year, is how easily they conceded points. It was too easy at times. Well, Rowan Smith knows that maybe this Leeds team this year have got a steel to them that they've not had over previous seasons.
Yeah, well, they hold on to their lead. They've had defending to do plenty at the start of this first 10 minutes of the second half as Croft looks to inject himself into the game, gets it away to Cameron Smith, gets it away to Holroyd, offers a dummy, almost away. Lomax with another vital tackle. Leeds were hoping for 6 more, they don't get it. Here's Frawley now. So Leeds with an opportunity here, and now they will get a 6 again. A set restart, so Smith will settle things down. Leeds back where they want to be, getting a good look at the Saints line. Slow play of the ball. Smith will take his time now. They're working short side. O'Connor into the action, gets it away to McDonald, wrapped up by Mbai. Ackers goes for a well-earned breather. O'Connor gets it away to Frawley, gets it away. They rush out on Croft, finds a pass to Miller. Roberts was screaming for it over the top. Miller runs back across the field now, looking for an opening, and he doesn't find one as Batchelor throws him to the ground. Smith sets it up. Gudemon will carry. Saints happy to defend what's in front of them there. Can Leeds ask some questions here? O'Connor short pass. Holroyd wrapped up a couple of metres out. Last one incoming. They're going left here. Miller gets it away. McDonald needs to find a pass. He finds Miller. Miller gets it away to Croft. Croft is kicking out wide. Roberts trying to get pressure on, and Blake can tap it down. It's going to be a goal line dropout. He might have had a little bit more time than he thought there, Wonga Blake.
Yeah, it was a great kick from Croft. Accurate. It was impromptu. It was delightful. Blake had time, didn't he, Mark? Just a little bit more time. But it's safety first from him. And what he's saying is, look, we back our defence. We'll give Leeds another stab here.
And also, he's jumping from the field of play, so he's going to get trapped in goal highly likely anyway. So safety first from Saints.
Very safe.
Wellesby will drop the ball out. The Leeds fans find their voice. Another healthy crowd here. What a start to the Super League season it's been. Every game live on Sky Sports as the ball comes free, and it's a penalty to Leeds.
Yes, Delaney and Batchelor in the tackle. Batchelor throws his hands to his head in disapproval.
Well, they're not going to take the 2. They're going to run it. They may feel that they need more than the 2 to win this game. Leeds 20 out. Again, they rush out on Frawley. Holroyd gets a pass away to Smith, who then in turn finds Miller, who fires it wide to Reece Martin. Hurrell is there. Batchelor and Lomax finish off the tackle. Been a real confrontation, hasn't it? Over on that far side between Hurrell and Martin. Ball centre field. Now they've created again. Ball over the top for Roberts. Can he get into the corner? Blake gets him, and then Matautia. Great challenge.
Well, there's no overchasing there from Saints. Matautia eased off the gas and stuck his shoulder into Roberts.
He did. Here now is Cam Smith. Breaks through one. But Bell and Mbai scramble. Leeds all of a sudden are asking some questions here as they look to extend that 2-point advantage. O'Connor to Frawley. Short pass. McDonald almost over the top there of Wingfield, who somehow got in front. Now they're coming back to this near side. Frawley fronts the kick towards Newman. It's collected. It's collected, but what happened after that? Blake was all over it, and it's another goal line dropout.
Well, it's an excellent read from Wanga Blake. He sees that kick being dropped into no man's land, and he comes maybe 10, 15 yards at full speed to get there. He nearly fumbles it, but it's a beautiful effort from Blake to get in there. If he doesn't do that, Newman's in.
He was decisive, and whilst he didn't effect the catch, he got the ball out of the play. It's another goal line restart. St Helens been asked some serious questions here. That will help them. A little bit of a miscontrol from Brodie Croft. Ball coming forward now. Up towards the halfway line. We were expecting a real tussle between these two tonight, and they are delivering. Just like Salford and Wigan did last night. 10 over halfway. Leeds being held out for now. Cameron Smith, short pass to Holroyd. Good challenge from Bell. They're working down this near side with Croft, kicks across the top. Well, they had a set restart, they kicked, and Saints have come up with the ball. Miller thought he was impeded. Well, 6 again, but they just went a fraction too soon.
Yeah, it's Croft kicking back to the inside, looking for Lockie Miller. Obviously, when you've got Miller there through the middle of the field, just kicking back to space. Look, that's something Lee Breers would have done back in the mid-2000s. I'm sure he's watching this game this evening. He would have been proud of that.
Right, let's head down then to pitch side. Jenna Brooks has got more news for us.
Mark, just a couple of minutes ago, George Delaney went on as Morgan Knowles came off. Just to remind everyone, George Delaney wasn't even in the 18 today. He was a travelling reserve. Tommy Makinson tweaked his hamstring in the warm-up. So just moments before the game was kicking off, George Delaney was on the bench, still getting ready for this game. But there he is out there right now.
Yeah, cheers, Jenna. Shows you've got to be ready, even if you're not in the initial 18. High kick, Tessa at the back here, taken on the full by Miller. Wall of white shirts in front of him and nowhere to go. Delaney, there is Tommy Makinson, the man that pulled out just before kick-off, seconds before the start here. What's that like, John, when you lose a player literally 2 minutes before the start?
Oh, it's a mistake here from Lewis Roberts, and look at the St Helens players celebrate that. One of the first in to celebrate, Joe Batchelor, who's brought in last minute off the bench. The ball's... That's the key. It feels like Delaney reaches forward, maybe Mbaye. Hands on the ball. We've seen Andy Ackers obviously effect a tackle on Bell and dislodge the ball, but multiple St Helens defenders in there. Hands all over it. Not picked up. It's Mbaye, number 14 for St Helens. But yet, when you lose a player in warm-up, it forces you to readjust. But you're a professional. You have to be mentally dexterous enough to adapt and deal with that. The Saints have dealt with it in the main very well.
Not the best pass, a misplaced pass that bounced kindly for Benison, so Saints no harm done. 15 minutes gone already in this second half. As Holroyd goes for a breather, Alecki's on and he's into the tackling right now. Our Saints about to strike the front. Here comes Bell, short pass to Delaney. Moses Mbaye gets it away. Dodd, short pass to Bell, well met. Good tackle there from Brodie Croft. Bentley involved as well. But they're 10 away here. They're coming to this left-hand side. Short pass, Leeds number up well, and they turn away the Saints attack. Push it back to the 10. Last one incoming. Sangare back into the action. Ball works its way centre field. Wellesby finds Bell. Gets it away to Dodd, who finds Lomax. Ball over the top. What a pass! Benison is there. Benison touches down. And St Helens lead for the first time tonight. And the travelling army are joyous. Leeds 8, St Helens 10.
The Leeds have defended so well. The valiant attempts to thwart Saints in the second half, and you felt like Leeds just had enough to keep the Saints side out. Well, they didn't. How about this man, James Bell? And for me, he's been the difference. Johnny Lomax with the vision, spots the 3-on-2 that's created on the inside of the line through the work from Wellesby and Bell, tying up defenders. It's really smart from Dodd just to play straight to Johnny Lomax. That just creates a 3-on-2, puts Johnny Lomax exactly on the man he wants to be on, and Lomax is too good in these situations. Again, sharp from Dodd, and Lomax nails the pass. Benison with a tidy finish. Some start to the second half for St Helens. Magic.
Great finish, well constructed try, and the coach is delighted. So he should be as well. Benison, his second of the season. We mentioned his value, full-back, wing, wherever he plays he contributes.
Yeah, versatile outside back who can play a number of roles, and a tidy finish from him, and what's been a tidy performance, hasn't he? He's done everything he's needed to do here tonight so far.
Well, Lomax nailed one from that touchline down the other end of the field in the first half. Can he add another 2 here? 300th Super League appearance for Lomax. Strikes it pretty well. It hits the post and it goes over. A game of fine margins, and that could not have been any closer. Saints lead by 4.
Yeah, fine margins. We spoke about the axis of Wellesby and Bell through the middle. Was this ball, killer ball from Dodd, killer ball from Lomax, killer finish from Benison. It's 12-8 to Saints, and then Leeds have backed that up after valiantly defending exceptionally well. This man, who's been awesome for Leeds all night, he's got the adrenaline pumping, thumps that just a metre over the dead ball line. That's a big error after conceding a try, compounding that with a poor kickoff.
Just over a quarter of this game remaining, and St Helens now have got a wonderful opportunity to open up a 2-score advantage. Leeds have got some big efforts to make here. Ball with Bell, looks to get past Sangare, slips away inside the 10. Still on his feet. Will play it now. They're coming short side. Wellesby was looping round. Now he skips across the face of the defence. Offloads the ball here to Delaney. Delaney's brought down by O'Connor. Leeds are on the ropes. St Helens here looking to land a big blow, and they're going to pinch one from close in. Moses and Bai scores underneath the post. Leeds went for the big dummy, and Bai dives over, and the Saints fans are in raptures. All of a sudden, 2 tries in 2 minutes, and they lead by 8.
Oh, huge moments, massive moments. And it's Moses and Bai who comes up with a big one. First try for 2024 for Moses. And it's an opportunist piece of play that is just devastating for Leeds Rhinos. Look, they're looking to get themselves back together and back in this game. And it was that kickoff that went out on the full. Oh, and it's Jared O'Connor gets done. It's 9 on 9. Moses Mbai just shows it left. Jared O'Connor just has a clock off, a second off. And Mbai is too sharp and too smart. And those Leeds players, those Saints players celebrate. They know how big that is in these conditions to get 2 scores ahead.
He used predominantly from the bench, hasn't he, Moses Mbai for St Helens. Missed the opening 2 rounds, but he's back now, and he has his first try. And Johnny Lomax, who's nailed 2 from right on the whitewash on the touchline, is stood right in front of the Western Terrace. And this for a 10-point lead. Remember, Leeds were 8-0 up after 24 minutes. Same routine. Just like all the good kickers, they treat every kick with respect, and he hammers it out of the ground. And 18 points to 8. Those that have braved the rain early on here, they're pretty happy with the night so far.
Yeah, and it's just a big 2 minutes and a big swing in the momentum in this game. Jared O'Connor's worried about where the ball's going. Well, it doesn't go anywhere. It goes back on his inside shoulder. Lucky Miller does desperate things to try and stop Moses Mbai. But how big's that? The kick out on the full. Concede a try, kick out on the full, concede a soft try. And it just, after 20 minutes of Leeds defending almost exquisitely, perfectly well defending their line, just 2 lapses.
Reminder, every Super League game live on Sky Sports, and a trio for you tomorrow, 2:55. And then Catalans Castleford at 5:25. NRL Dolphins Dragons early Sunday. And we round off round 5. The Broncos looking for that first win, take on Warrington at 2:55. Sky Sports action. Here comes Lomax stepping. Just over 17 remaining here. Good carry from Walmsley. Last one for Saints. Kick over the top, should be caught on the full, and is by Miller. Now he comes racing forward. They need a little bit of brilliance now, the Rhinos.
They do, and in the first half just looked so dangerous. So many players like Ash Handley, like Lachie Miller, just breaking tackles, just disrupting St Helens' defensive organisation. Well, a couple of things. Saints have got themselves back together. They've got connected and collectively have defended very well in this second half. And maybe Leeds just not having as much possession. Maybe some of their more dangerous players not having as much time on the ball.
Together!
A couple of Leeds United footballers in the house. Jorginho Rutter, I think, with Ilan Meslier. The footballers enjoying the rugby league. They might have been enjoying it a little bit more in the first half.
Jorginho Rutter is a character. We filmed a feature down at Leeds United. The man on the left here, look, he's a cheeky fella. Let me tell you that. Off camera, we had some fun.
He's just said there, Ilan Meslier, we can't even go to the rugby now for a quiet night out.
I'll tell you what, we did a French quiz and they nailed it.
Well, they're playing on Sunday, so they're not at work, I guess, tomorrow. So great to see. They're having a good season. You see the running of the EFL on Sky Sports, of course.
Stay, tackle 4, find space, mate. He's got to be somewhere, go.
Well, with St Helens now trying to work their way forward. One more score they feel might just wrap this up. They're going to go high. They wait, stand, catch. Chasers are there in good numbers. They've done a really good job second half, haven't they, St Helens? They've not allowed that Leeds back three any room at all.
What we spoke about in the opening 10-15 minutes of this game, how loose the ruck was for Saints, and now Rowan Smith references flops and all of that sorts of carry on from St Helens to control the rucks. There's loads of ways to do that. There's no better way than winning your first up contact. And I think that's what St Helens have done much better in this second half. Really dealt with Leeds' dangerous ball carriers effectively by making great initial contact.
Leeds have it 10 shy of the halfway line. You made a great point in the first half about St Helens bending but not breaking. At 8 points to 0, it maybe could and should have been more for Leeds, but they didn't take those opportunities. And St Helens have made them pay here with 18 unanswered points. High kick should be called on the full. Wellesby collects it 20 metres off his own line. He's thinking about the expensive play, but just turns it underneath to Benison, who takes his medicine inside his own 30-metre area.
It's going to take something special from Leeds here, but how many special players do they have in their team? It's just studded with players who can rip a game open, whether it's Ackers from 9, Croft, who's just a magician on the ball, or Lachie Miller, who's showing us everything that he can do with limited experience. You know, Leeds are hopeful here. They're still in this.
They are. Saints, though, are looking in the mood for more points as Walmsley carries forward. Wants to play it quickly, gets it away now. Here's Knowles, gets it away. Delaney almost through the gap. 20 metres out. And Bywaits will go to his right here with Lomax. Out the back, quick hands to Hurrell. Great tackle, but can't complete it. Here comes Saints forward again. Wellesby gets it away to Alex Walmsley. He's going to put the kick in, Big Alex. That was a size 12 kick.
Kidding me. Run straight off, Alex. Never again.
Well, that could be an opportunity here for Leeds, because on the zero tackle, and now they get a penalty.
Honestly, it's just a bad play from Alex Walmsley. He's gone out of his lane, manufactured a kick, and you're right, there's consequences. 7 tackles set. Next thing, concede a penalty. Next thing, you're defending your line. You know, that's big.
That's a great kick as well. They're 30 metres away here. A 70-metre turnaround potentially as Sangare bumps it forward. 25 out. Ackers is back into the action for Leeds. Can they turn this one around? Croft has got isolated, nobody with him that he could offload the ball to. But they're where they want to be as Ackers has a scoop from dummy half. Dummies, gets it away to Frawley. Frawley with a step, but Batchelor's there. Actually expected to be on the bench tonight. He's putting in a big stint here on his first appearance of the season. Knowles helping him out. Ball now goes centre field. Short pass to Sangari. He's put it down. Leeds waste an opportunity.
Yeah. Tight play. Cam Smith at the line. It's a poor pass. It's a poor pass. It just falls behind Sangare, and under so much pressure, so difficult to take. The United boys, they're fuming at him. Cam Smith should be doing better, according to the lads from United. But some top defence there from St Helens. You just wondered if that Alex Walmsley kick, that almost a moment of madness from Alex Walmsley, was going to cost St Helens. Well, it didn't, and he'll breathe a sigh of relief.
He will be doing. Paul Wellens will be relieved as well. Doesn't take much to determine the outcome of a game as tight as this. But they have a 10-point advantage, St Helens, that they've worked hard to earn. Now they've got to see the job home as Alexki went in on Walmsley. But Walmsley gets up and plays it. Here now is Lomax. Gets it away to Hurrell. Runs at Frawley and McDonnell, and the tackle is made.
Yeah, just a word on Joe Batchelor. You mentioned his work rate, 42 tackles, tops the tackle count. A big effort from him, having not been in the starting 13. That's a big tackle there from Andy Ackers.
It is, but Ackers is out of the play here, and there's a chance for Lomax to exploit the gap. He's tackled and then drives Frawley back. What a run that was from Lomax. Saints' last tackle. High kick towards far side, will bounce. It's awkward. It's picked up by Bentley. Credit to him. He was there. He felt he was caught high, and he was.
Yeah, it's a smart kick from Lewis Dodd into a difficult position. Batchelor and Dodd who are chasing Jack Wellesley. What about his fight to get through those defenders? It's just a little stray arm from Batchelor. Not an awful lot in it, but Leeds have had a few tough calls themselves, so they won't be bothered.
10 to go, 10 points to Leeds, set restart for Leeds. I won't say it's now or never, but chances are starting to slip away here. Can Leeds narrow the deficit? We're in for a grandstand finish if they do score the next points. Here now is Croft. Croft through one, dumped to the ground. 25 away, Ackers is in at dummy half. Gets it away to Smith. Gets it away to Frawley. Frawley with a show. Oh, he's put down. Newman has spilled it. And that is another huge Leeds opportunity that ends up with a knock-on.
Yeah, time is slipping away from them. And the ball slipped away from Harry Newman here. Frawley just looking to turn Harry Newman back to the inside. Yet again, they're more frustrated than Rowan Smith right now. But time's slipping away, isn't it, from Rowan Smith and Leeds Rhinos. It's been an exceptional first half from them. They haven't quite got it going here in the second half for whatever reason. A number of reasons. Saints have been much better. But it only takes a moment. They've not created one yet.
And they'll be disappointed having had 2 goes at the line. They've not managed to get to the end of the set. They forced those 2 goal line dropouts earlier on. Haven't managed anything really of note since. Now they've conceded a penalty.
There's a clear held and release, and you took the ground after release.
And Saints in no rush.
Yeah, it's Cam Smith, just lifts a leg. It's a harsh one. It's a harsh penalty.
Kick to touch is a good one. And Saints closing in on a bounce-back win, beaten at home by Salford last weekend. They will join Wigan at the top. And after Challenge Cup next weekend, strap yourselves in. Good Friday, Saints Wigan.
How good. We cannot wait for the Good Friday game. Watch Wigan and Saints go at it. Hull derby, let's not forget that. How big could that be? Hull FC struggling so far this year, only 1 from 4. Get the opportunity to have a go at the rivals.
And here, Saints are looking to wrap this up. Batchelor trying to offload it. Good effort from Frawley. Every game live on Sky Sports this season. There's a ball now working its way forward. Is this Saints' time to wrap up that 4th win? They rush out. Good hands get it away here to Leeds. He's dragged down. Last tackle by rushes over. He'll get it away here now to Dodd. Goes short to Wormsey. I bet he doesn't kick it this time. He's lost the ball. He's just let that go, hasn't he? And the referee said that's a turnover.
Yeah, it's the right part of the field to be turning the ball over. Almost less risky than a kick. You know, we've seen Ash Handley and Lucky Miller, how dangerous they are when they're picking up those loose balls. So a controlled turnover, actually tactically, is pretty smart. And such a good performance from Leeds and from St Helens. Some quality about the Saints' performance here in the second half. A blip last week against Paul Rollis Salford, who were just magic, by the way. Their effort and their fight, how good has that been in 2024? So no shame in losing to the Salford side this year. But Saints would have been bitter and they would have been stinging after that result, because they'd started the year so well. 3 magical performances.
Nearly lost that, Andy Ackers. He did well to hang on. Are they going to gamble here, Leeds? They bring it to the line with Bentley, who offers it inside. Nice pass outside to Newman. Flicks it away to Roberts. Does well to stay in the field of play. He flicked it back and it's fallen on by Leeds. Referee's given a penalty.
Well, Bentley's been biffed in the back play. He stayed down. His head tape and hair flopping everywhere. Just as he flicks the ball on, it's Matautia. Fulton. Absolutely Fulton.
Well, Sione Matautia was sin-bin twice against Leeds last season. That was a monster hit. He's saying, what's wrong with that one?
Yeah, I want to see it full speed. I think we can slow these down and make them look worse than what they are. I'd like to see that at full speed, just to sense, you know, what the time difference between the pass and the hit was. But Matautia is certainly known for hitting ferociously.
Well, they are having a look at this. The video referee, Rowan Smith, looks on. So it is going to be penalty only for Sione Matautia, that Bentley's going off for a head knock. That was a big collision.
I mean, it's some tackle, isn't it? We talk about reducing tackle height. It's an exceptional cut through the midriff of Bentley. It's a fraction late. It's a penalty.
Matautia will have thought the worst for a moment then when he realised it was being looked at. Bentley leaves the field, so that's him done for tonight. Leeds will be hoping he's okay for next week.
Well, it's great contact from Sione Matautia, just a fraction late. Penalty's the right decision. The South Stand are happy, and I understand the frustrations, because it's felt like maybe some decisions have gone the way of the Saints.
Well, here come Leeds, maybe now or never, as they swing it across to Hanley. Hanley's wrapped up, they're over halfway. Just 5 minutes of this pulsating contest to go. Leeds have made a couple of errors, ball in hand, late on in this game. They need to be squeaky clean here if they're going to pull this one out of the fire. As now Frawley will get it away to Croft. Ball over the top to Roberts. Just had to check to collect it. Cuts it off the touchline, and again, there is Matautia to defend aggressively, but fairly. Croft now gets it away to Aletsky. Big carry from him. 30 metres away. Ackers waits. Goes to Frawley. Frawley's going to kick across. He's looking for Croft. Is there too much on the kick? It's collected in the field of play. Doddie's there. Right place, right time. And Saints take another step nearer. A 6th consecutive Headingley win.
Yeah, I think Lewis Dodd gets the headlines often for tries or creating opportunities. Well, as this defensive plays tonight that have been exceptional. Sam Tompkins and Jamie Jones referenced how big that tackle is, that big defensive effort. A big effort there to get on that loose ball, and let's not forget the first play of the game. He gets to a play the ball that's scruffy, hacks it to the side and dives on it. Some big defensive efforts from Lewis Dodd, and it's just been such a tidy defensive display from St Helens. Their cover defence has been exceptional at times, and the effort from the Saints players to get in the picture has really made Leeds look blunt in this second half when they were so sharp, razor sharp in that first 40 minutes.
Miller brings the ball forward. Leeds running out of time, and now they've got a penalty. Batchelor again. Well, there are the two Leeds United players, Ilan Mele and Jorginho Rutter, and they've done a piece, Leeds United with the Rhinos. French Connection is available now on demand. Justin Sangare and Mikel Goudemond, and John Wilkin keeps nudging me. You weren't in that, were you, John?
I'm the weakest part of the contribution, honestly. Mikel Goudemond's drawing of a pan of chocolat is worth tuning in for on its own.
OK, one of the great features we're providing on Sky Sports this year, as here come Leeds. Last Chance Saloon has opened up and called for last orders. Can Leeds get one to keep this game alive? Here goes Croft, not the best pass. It just hasn't quite clicked second half for Leeds.
I think Leeds have looked dangerous in broken field, and as individual ball carriers, breaking tackles and dancing and jumping and fending people. When it's come to structure, Mark, I don't know if Leeds have really clicked yet this year.
Well, here goes Ackers. Ackers is trying to pinch one. Last tackle. This is it, surely. St Helens one more to survive. They're going to that left-hand side. Miller's kick in behind. It's too deep. It's too deep. And Rowan Smith knows the game is up. It will be another home defeat to St Helens. Well, he's got a rueful smile on his face, Rowan Smith. But inside, he'll be disappointed his side couldn't build on that magnificent opening quarter of this game.
Yeah, it was as exciting as it was. The St Helens defence has come up trumps again. We spoke about just 32 points conceded in 4 games. Well, that goes to 40 points in 5 games. Just 8 points a game. Consistency from St Helens with how they defend. I think both Wigan, Saints and Catalan are all fantastic defensive sides, but Saints have put on a show here with how to defend in the second half. Leeds just haven't found the answer to unlock it, have they? They've tried, there's been so much effort. Quite the opposite at the other end. Saints had a couple of opportunities and took those chances, and that ultimately has been the difference here tonight.
Is there one late crowning try as Wellesby streaks away up the middle? Wellesby gets the pass away, scrambling defence from Leeds. Denied. Whitley, who's wrapped up 12 away. He's trying to earn his side of penalties, told to get on with it. Here's Sione Matautia now. Carries it strong. Saints looking to finish this one in style. Last tackle here, and by Waits. He's going to go down the short side. They're just going to take the tackle, and St Helens know they are seconds away. Paul Wellens looks on. After 25 minutes, he looked a little bit ruffled, Paul, but his side have really found all the answers.
I don't know any team that wouldn't be ruffled by how Leeds approached that first half. Almost impossible to defend at times, but Saints found a way to just hold them out. Leeds maybe could have got further ahead and should have got further ahead, but the second half has been a masterclass in how to defend as a unit from a very disciplined St Helens team.
Brodie Croft just got his leg caught underneath him there. Hopefully he's okay. He's going to get to his feet now. Last tackle of the game. Ball carried forward. That will do it. Paul Wellens' side bounced back from their first defeat of the season last week. Jack Wellesby's try-scoring run may have ended, but he more than played his part. Moses and Byes try wrap things up, and it's celebrations all round for St Helens. Johnny Lomax's 300th Super League appearance is a winning one. His kicking was superb. For Rowan Smith, their first home defeat of the season. It's handshakes all round. It was a tough old game, but it's St Helens who joined the Wigan Warriors with 4 Super League wins to start the season.